Good afternoon, everybody. Today is February 17th, 2015, and welcome to our live market analysis for the Euro-USD. I'm the Chief Technical Analyst here at HyperFX Academy, and I'll be walking you through some of the trade setups that occurred during the US session for the Euro-USD. Now, as you can see on the chart, we're using a 5-pip Renko chart, and we've applied our simple zigzag indicator to this chart. And we will be simply drawing two types of trend lines, either horizontal or angled. And what determines whether we use a horizontal or angled trend line is basically the position of the second dot in relation to the previous dot. So for the support levels, which are these blue dots, when a blue dot is higher than the previous blue dot, we can use an angled trend line. Okay, and when the blue dot is lower than the previous blue dot, then we can use a horizontal trend line. So I'm just going to start drawing out the setups that occurred today during the US session. Our first entry would have been this up break here. Okay, so that is our angled trend line connecting the resistance. So again, the red dots are lower than the previous red dot, so we can use an angled trend line. And our first break occurred right at this bar here. You can clearly see that this Renko bar closed past this trend line, so that signals our first buy entry for the day. So that was our first entry, and that was a great signal. It went for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 pips. 40 pips again on a $10,000 account. If you're trading one standard lot, could be $400. And if you're fortunate to have a larger account size and you're trading, say, 10 standard lots, that's a $4,000 trade. After that, our second trade would have been this entry here, and this was a fake out. You're going to get these from time to time, and you can see that you would have entered a sell signal here. But what you have to keep in mind is when you get the opposite signal, in this case the opposite signal occurred at this point here, you want to close this position out because it was a fake out and get into the opposite direction. So when you receive this sell signal, but then you receive the buy in the opposite direction, you want to close this sell signal and then get into the correct direction. And again, you can see clearly here that this was a great trade. It went for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 pips. So if you had taken, maximum advantage of that trade, you'd have got, captured a lot of pips there. Okay, so after that, our next breakdown would have occurred right here. It was actually a very good day to trade the Euro-USD. You had very nice large movements. Okay, so let me just get rid of some of these trend lines here so you can see the trade setups. So three great trades that went for a lot of pips, and then after that we had a nice buy break right here and an up break here. Clearly you can see that the Renko bar closed past this trend line, signaling a buy entry. Okay, and then usually that occurred around 11 this afternoon, and we would stop trading at that point. But if you had stayed in, you would have got some small movements here. You would have received this sell signal and captured another 10 pips, and then you would have got this buy signal as well here. So what happens is later in the day the market starts to slow down and the movements are a lot less, but you can still scalp the market and capture 5 or 10 pips here and there. But we prefer trading the US session early on. I'd say 7:30 in the morning till about 11 is when I would trade. That's when we find the market moves really well, and we can scalp the market, get 4 or 5 good trades in. So here you can see that we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 very profitable trades. We had one fake out here, but again, once you do get a signal and then you get the opposite, you want to close the original position as soon as possible and then get into the right direction. So that's our market recap today, folks, for the Euro-USD during the US session. I'll be joining you again tomorrow afternoon with another market recap. Till then, happy trading.